Talk with Teddy starts now. You picked a topic, I picked a guest. Remember, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube page, Facebook, and more. You're listening to Talk with Teddy on WLFE DB Radio Network. Please check out our website at WLFE-DB.com. All right, everybody. So I'm excited to be here tonight. I hope you guys are too. We have a great little game show working here for you. Tonight, we are playing a little game called The Man Cave. And the people that you see on your screen, one by one, Mr. Cliff Cameron is joining us, and Mr. Tony DeVille is joining us.
Hi.
Say hi.
What's up, Cliff?
Hey. Hi, everyone.
Hey, I gotta get one of these. Teddy, I gotta get one of these made for you.
Oh, that's kind of awesome. What is? Oh, it's a
one of those thermal cups. Dude, I got the best clients in the world, man. This was made for me as a gift.
Oh, that is freaking awesome.
And it's one of those real Yetis, so it's an expensive one.
I got this today.
Teddy, I know.
Don't you call him John by now?
I may pop over after this show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
There's 3 bottles, and you're not that far away, so I guess we'll be good to go.
That's right.
That's right.
You'll be plenty far away. You get through them bottles.
No, I won't. I'll be sound asleep on this floor.
All right. So, our guest, as I said, this is a brand new game. It's called The Man Cave. Our contestants tonight are Mrs. Tony DeVille. He is a tattoo artist and the proprietor of a tattoo establishment. And then we have Cliff Cameron, who is a fisherman and a father. I didn't know what else to call you, Cliff. Except something to fall off of.
Just the most awesome person in the world. That would have worked. But I'm too modest to say so myself.
All right, guys. So I'm going to say this in the beginning. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Talk with Teddy on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We're trying to get our YouTube up to 100 likes so that we can actually call it Talk with Teddy, because right now it's a whole bunch of freaking letters and numbers and shit that we don't want. So, got some comments coming in already. We have Mr. Nick Muley, who says, hello all. Robert White, he says, you think you will make it to the floor, Cliff?
Yeah, the floor is just down. I can fall down.
I was going to say, that's guaranteed gravity.
Yeah. I don't have to do anything for that.
Yeah, I wrote a song back in '99 called Drink, Drink, Drink Till You Can't Fall Down. And the reason it says that is because you're already on the ground.
That's right.
All right. Miss Chanel is here also. So thank you guys for popping in here. I'm going to start my little watch party as well. So the way this game is going to work is basically, there, now I can hear myself. Man, I hate when I can't hear myself. It sounds like shit though. Anyways, the way this works is, I'm going to be giving them a topic or a word, and then they're going to give their opinions. And the opposite, like his opposite would be like if I give Cliff the word and he comes up with what his definition or what he thinks it is, Tony will have a chance of stealing that by either agreeing or disagreeing, and which means that one of them will get a point on this. And basically it comes down to me being the judge for which one I believe is true. So that's the way it works, essentially.
I can't find you. Oh, there you are.
Can't find me? Nobody can find me.
I was trying to like, share, and applaud. Or whatever.
I see that now. Yeah.
So
all right, so
I tried to do that watch party thing last time. I got confused.
Yes, he did.
Man, the rig is in already.
What?
So how are you tonight, Cliffy?
I'm good. Staying out of trouble.
I don't think I believe that, but yeah.
No, really, this time is true. I got bad knees and I'm shut down. Where can I go?
Now, where do you actually work? What do you actually do?
Who, me?
Yeah, what's your actual job?
I was a certified medical assistant. Before then, I was a machinist, and they kept laying me off, so I said, to hell with this. I went back to college, got my degree, and became a certified medical assistant.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Awesome.
That's what Casey started as, certified medical assistant. Now she plays with the other machines.
Yeah, she plays with the ink machines.
Right.
I guess that's the best way to put it, the ink machines. So, so guys, the way this is going to work, I'll go through it again. If it is a wrong answer, and the correct answer is, all right. Now, people that are in the chat room, in the comments room, you're going to be able to help either contestant. So you can pick a side. You can be Team Cliff or Team Tony or Team DeVille, whichever you want to put it. And you can actually help them win their point. And how you do that is by putting, at the time of the question, when they're answering, you get to put their name and put yes or no. If it's a yes, then your team, whatever that is. If no, then I'm obviously going to pick that as you're a Team DeVille or something to that effect. So I'm probably making this harder than what I think it is or should be, but
that's
let's screw up the first one first. Let's screw up the first one first. Let's screw up the first one first.
Yeah, let's screw up the first one. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so let's make sure I have the right one here. It should be that one.
Gotta get loosened up. You don't want to pull a hammy.
You don't want to pull a hammy?
Nope. That's why I got it stretched out.
All right.
Yes,
so got the watch party going. So we're set there. All right. So the first, let's see. Somebody pick a number between 1 and 10.
7.
Tony?
You said someone, not 2.
Okay, well, both of you pick a number.
Oh,
1
this is
to
the
10.
first thing. Oh. Well, he already said 7, so I'll go 3.
All right, it was 3. So the first question is yours. And not question. The first word is let me see what it is here. It is smorgasbord.
What am I supposed to do again?
You're supposed to give me the answer or your idea or opinion of what smorgasbord means.
Which way do you want that to swing? That could be no, I better not say that. It would be the first podcast that would get X-rated.
Well, we're already rated R, so you know.
I know. I thought I was the start of that. A smorgasbord, just a lot to eat. A bunch of things laid out in front of you for your takings.
Okay, Cliff?
Well, the very first thing that popped into my head was the Partridge Family.
I'm not that old.
When Danny goes, it's a mortgage smorg. So that was the very first thing. But smorgasbord is more than just a whole bunch of food laid out. It's food from, different sources and countries. So you get to try different cultures at a smorgasbord as opposed to just a buffet.
Wow.
That's like scientific and shit, man.
Partridge Family.
Yeah, I guess. Wow. I'm gonna go. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Cliffy for the first one.
Yeah, no kidding. Good job, Cliff.
Thanks, man. Don't get used to it. I'll screw it up.
I already forgot we were playing a game halfway through the first question.
He's back with this game.
Oh my God! Since Cliff got that point, we're going to go back to Tony. The word is noodling.
Oh well, it's when you catch you reach down into the creek or the river and You grab the catfish from the mouth or the inside and pick it up barehanded.
Cliff?
Did you say noodling or canoodling?
I said noodling.
Damn, I really want to canoodle. Tony's absolutely right. It's when them crazy rednecks reach in and pull out a catfish that's 35 pounds.
My
Tony
mother
gets
calls
the
them
point.
family.
What did you say, Tony?
My mother calls them family.
Calls them.
I'm telling you, I would not reach into some long, dark hole in the water and reach around and wait for something to bite my hand to pull it out.
Wait a minute. Stop. You had me at don't put your hand in a long, dark hole. I don't care what's on the other end.
We can't take him. We can't take him anywhere. You see, drag him out of the jungle and he still eats people.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so since Tony got that point, we're going to Cliffy. It's not a real word, but it's something that's used in the South, and it's one of their words. It's called Yankee-fy.
Hey! You can't say that.
Yes, I can. Yankee-fy.
I would think that it's to how to. You know what? I'm not even going to try to make it politically correct. Pussy something up, make it easier for other people because down in the South they're real and they think Northerners can't do what they do, so they Yankify it up so that they can do it.
So you think it's like opposite of what we call
Cowboy up.
Tony?
I disagree.
Ooh.
Nobody asked you.
Actually, yeah, I did.
So what is Yankee-fy to you?
I think Yankee-fied is when you're from the South, you go north for a bit, and you come back home, and you're putting on airs or whatever like that. That's being Yankee-fied.
There you go, Tony. There's another point for you, brother.
Tony, where do you live?
I'm not telling you. I see how the glow of the computer screen comes off your face. Ain't no fucking way, man.
I will come and haunt you. I don't.
You think I'm wearing sunglasses at night because I'm cool?
How do you think Teddy met me? He was on a ghost search, and there I was.
Right.
You are pretty white, Cliffy. I mean,
I know,
come
right?
on here. You know. So let's see. This is not going to be an easy one for you guys. I'm just wondering how far in advance I should go with some of these words already.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
I'm trying to behave a little bit.
Knock it off.
No, all right, we'll go easy on this one. So Tony got the point. We're going to Cliffy. What does caramelized mean?
Caramelized?
Yes.
It's when you cook something down like onions and they get brown and you caramel. It's called caramelizing when you cook something down, and they use it with onions a lot. You caramelize the onions to put on like a fancy burger or something.
Tony?
It's the nuclear reconstruction of the sugar atom brought on by slow roasting.
Tony, I will come down there and beat your ass.
I'm so sorry. I had no idea this was going to be trivia.
Check, please. Laugh it up, funny boy. It's on now.
I might have to give you points to keep playing.
You might have to, yes. You're smoking me right now.
I'm sorry. I'm kidding. Let me get a drink. And I swear this is just iced tea.
He swears it's just iced tea.
Oh, we lost Kathy because it was man cave night and she bailed on us.
Oh,
well, that's kind of sexist.
Yeah, where's she live? I'll go hunt her too.
Well, she doesn't understand that this is just a game, and then we're going to have another one called the She Shed, which is
I'm
the
not going to
women.
watch that one because it's all about women. So there, Kathy.
Well,
what are you crazy? I'm going to watch. I might learn something. Something.
This was just kind of a last minute game and for fun. I mean, to fill up the, Eric Julian says hello, Tony D.
Hello.
So,
Chanel,
the next one is
I had was when I was in Rochester, New York with Uncle Teddy, and the one before that was when I was in Rochester with Uncle Teddy. I don't drink.
Well, this is gonna suck for you though, because you don't drink. But all right, so Tony got the point. We are going back to Cliffy again. Cliffy, how do you make a snake bite?
You wiggle your pecker right next to it.
Yep.
No. How do you make a snake bite? What ingredients is it?
I believe it's lime and Jack Daniels.
Tony?
I think I'm wrong.
I think you're partially right. I think and Tabasco. Yeah.
You're both wrong. A snake bite is tequila and lime juice, I believe. Or no, it's shit.
We get the point.
Yukon Jack, and lime juice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It doesn't even sound good.
All right, the next question we'll go to Tony since we've been going to Cliffy. Is the buttery nipple the same thing as a blowjob?
Not where I've come from.
If you're 80, it's plausible.
You could do both at the same time.
No, because I think it's the way that they're served, not necessarily what's in them.
Cliff, do you agree or disagree?
I disagree. They're two different drinks.
The only difference between them is the blowjob has whipped cream.
Oh, but I thought the buttery nipple was supposed to be served between the chest, and the blowjob was either out of a guy's lap. No, I'm being serious, honey. Did we just work in some fucked up bars? Is that okay? I'm getting votes from the.
I didn't know we could have backup.
I really did. Oh, she's crafting.
Now wait a minute. If that's two different drinks, one has whipped cream, the other one doesn't.
But they're the same products. It's just one has whipped cream on the top.
Yeah? So Jack Daniels and Coke and Jack Daniels and 7-Up are the same thing. They have the same products, soda and liquor.
No. It's the same liquor. It just one has whipped cream on the top.
Help me out, chat room.
Yeah, I gotta agree with him on that one, Ted.
Yeah. What?
Obviously, my version of those two drinks are relative.
Now, what I always thought was you were right about putting the buttery nipple between the chest, but the blowjob, you put it on the bar, and she has to put her hands behind her back and put her mouth on it and take the shot like that.
Why does it have to be a she?
They have to bend over, put their mouth on it, and go like that.
I think then it's called a suction cup.
And it's called a Hoover.
It's called Don't Call Me and That Gets Infected.
Yeah, if I had a girlfriend named Hoover. Never cleaned her out, so I had to throw her away.
Okay, so we're going to get off of the single words. We started into, how you make something. So the next thing we're going to go to is your standardized opinion of a certain we're not going to do politics, and we're not going to do religion. So those two have already thrown out. But this is going to be more like if somebody says something to you, we tend to think it's something different the way it's presented to us and the way they talk. Or it could be a thing that is different. I don't know how other to explain it other than when you talk to people about politics, they stick on this side, and then you have the opponent over here, and they bicker back and
like a
forth.
left and a right. Yeah,
Right.
Just
So
it's a
this
versus
is
kind of thing.
right. So this is like that sort of.
Okay.
Now, see this game, guys, is this was just kind of like thrown together in the past couple days because we didn't have a game for us. So tonight we're winging it to see how it's going to work.
Hey.
So we're guinea pigs.
It also just gives us an opportunity as in friends to get together. So
not my first time. Yes, that too.
That you got together with friends, or that you became a guinea pig?
Both.
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 So I don't know how I'm going to do this because this is tougher than I thought. And Robert says exactly, Cliff.
Well, of course, Robert is an intelligent man, unlike our host sometimes. Oh, the shock and the horror.
All right, when somebody comes up to you, and we're going to start with Cliff. So somebody comes up to you in the middle of, let's say, a bar. You're at a bar, you're having a drink, and somebody comes up to you and says, let's just say a girl comes up to you and says, hey, hold my drink. I have to winkle. What does that mean?
I really, Teddy, I have no woman has ever come up to me in a bar for anything, ever.
That's a lie.
How would I know? She has to go pee, and she doesn't want anybody sipping out of her drink.
Do you agree or disagree, Tony?
She trusts you, so watch her drink.
Well,
either that, the jewelry's coming off next, and then the hair.
Cliff, you got a point.
But the problem is, when she gets back, I'm gone, and so is her drink.
Right. It's a holding tax.
Yes, Teddy, I am not afraid to steal somebody's drink right out from under him.
No, he's not. Mm-mm. All right, so this is so hard on my end, you guys. You have no idea. Trying to figure out how to put these things in a perspective where you guys are going to catch them. Yes, Dave, she has to go to the bathroom. That's what that means, pretty much. Winkle or wankle or, yeah, tinkle, tankle, How good are you guys with nursery rhymes? I don't know how else to put it.
Sorry, chick was, never mind.
Not nursery rhymes, tongue twisters. That's what I meant.
I'm going to stop drinking right now.
I could twist it up pretty good.
Yeah. Cliffy, do you know the whole line and how it goes with Fuzzy Wuzzy?
I think so.
Okay. Do it.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no bear hair. Fuzzy wasn't Wuzzy Wuzzy. Fuzzy wasn't Fuzzy Wuzzy.
See, Ted, this is insinuating that I had a childhood, so I have no idea. He could be absolutely correct.
Had you hit me up
do you want to try it again? Do you want to try it again, Cliffy, to put it all in one thing?
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy wasn't sober, so he got picked up by a hooker and he banged until his fur fell off.
Yeah, I think that's the version I heard.
Yeah. That Fuzzy, he was a hoe. Any port in a storm.
Oh my God.
No, that's the other bar across the street.
Oh, that was
I'm
thinking, I almost said, oh, that was Ted, meaning the little bear Ted. Then I realized Ted, I'd get in trouble.
So it was Fuzzy Wuzzy. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy, was he?
No. Thanks for asking. No.
Cliff, you got it right the first time. You just stumbled over it, so I'm giving you the point.
Hey,
wait a minute. Ding, 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 ding.
Stephen Brandt's on here asking me how much I've had to drink. Not enough.
No.
Meanwhile, Uncle Teddy's up here big gulping it.
Robert says not enough for this game.
Well, it's kind of hard, guys. I mean, I wanted to put something together that was going to be fun for us guys to do, but I didn't want it to be sexist because of the females being in there as well, and I didn't want the girls not to stick around. And it's supposed to be for everybody to enjoy, so I was trying to be, like I said, non-sexist.
Right. What is more manly than nursery rhymes? You're right.
Well, I could have went to harder things, and I could have asked you questions that you would have had no clue of, and you could have just made it up and seen if your partner.
Best story wins. I'm good with that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Points creativity.
Come on, bring it, Theodore Lee.
All right. Well, how do you want to do this? I give you a word, and you create a story, and if he agrees with you,
no, you give us a word. One of us creates the story, the other one creates the story, and you pick whose story is better. Right, Tony? You good with that?
Good.
Yeah, we're good. Fired up.
Okay. Dolly Parton.
Who wants to go first?
Who do you want to go first, Cliff? I mean,
go ahead.
You go ahead, Cliff. You said we're good with it this way. You go first.
Dolly Parton?
Yep.
Did I ever tell you about the time I dated Dolly Parton?
No.
Every time we went out, I had to go in and I had to get those biggest drinks that I could find to bring over to her because she liked to drink. And then she had the problem because they would hit her equipment. So then I had to be the one to hold her equipment down so she could drink. It was exhausting dating her.
So you went to Dolly Parton's farm and played with her equipment.
No, we went. See, you're not even fine. We went out. When we got back home, then she took the equipment off. You know she has falsies.
Look real from my point of view. Always looking up.
Cliffy, I love this story, but Tony, how are you? I want to hear your story. You dated Dolly Parton once, huh? That's great, Cliffy.
Well, more than once. I got tired.
You ever wondered how? See, I'll let you in on a secret where the big money is, but it's for the elite artist. And I have certain clientele, which normally they sang about islands in a stream. I can't say any names because I signed non-disclosure agreements. They come in and they get these cosmetic tattooing done to hide scars and everything. The reason Dolly Parton keeps looking younger is because he gets a younger Dolly Parton face tattooed on her old one, and then we just pull the excess back, and that's how she keeps looking younger and younger.
Okay, so it was suggested that in the chat room that we allow the viewers to pick.
It works for me.
Okay, so if you like Tony's story, then put Tony. If you like Cliffy's story, put Cliffy. Or Cliff, I'm sorry.
And it's Cliff by a landslide. Oh, wait.
I believe it.
Nobody said anything. Come on, this is class participation, kids.
Lipo lift and
That's right. You're the reason I'm riding around on a three-tread tire. Oh, wait, no, that's further in.
We got one Tony and one Cliffy so far.
Well,
there's a second Cliff.
You got a couple
there's
more.
Three Cliffs. We got 3 Cliffs.
Yay! My boys. It was the way I was holding them back so she could drink. Oh, yeah.
Well, the way it looks, Cliff, it looks like we're going to go with you. We got 3 Cliffs and 1 Tony.
3
Cliffs
Cliffs,
and
no
Cliffs
sheep.
and no sheep.
That's my boy.
Dad, stay out of the field.
I have to tell a funny story. Since you brought that up. You guys know what challah meat is? And that's
Yes,
not a
I do.
Baltimore slang thing. You know, the halala or whatever it is like
Yep.
that.
Mm-hmm.
One of my delinquents, our DeVillians, gets home from prison. This is a true story. He's walking up the street, and he's been out of prison for about 4 months. The Cocoa Mart up the street had changed to Middle Eastern people to serve the halal meals and such. He comes hauling ass back down the street with his ass on fire and his head catching to tell me that they're selling skinned dogs and they're hollering it. It was the lamb, but he'd never seen a skinned lamb and swore it was Great Danes. I swear to you, every word of that was true.
Oh my God. Did you? I would have said, "Damn, I lost 3 Great Danes last week. I'm going to go down there and check."
No, we brought him home from prison. He lived with us. I knew what he knows what we have.
That's messed up.
That was the piercer before Bree, Ted.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Great guy.
Wow. Okay, so I was trying to think of what the other
White meat was? It's pork.
Baby.
Chicky, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicka.
Yeah. Sorry.
Come on, move along, Ted.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to think. I'm still trying to think of what this other word is for it, and I can't think of it. So I was stalling. Sorry. All right. So
that's okay.
We'll move on because hopefully I'll remember what the hell it is. But Farmer Joe.
That old bastard. He's still milking cows. Are we supposed to make up a story about him?
Yeah.
I went
Farmer
first
Joe
last time.
So it's up to Tony. Farmer Joe.
Did we ever tell you about Farmer Joe? We had a Farmer Joe that lived down the street from when we lived in Elkins, West Virginia.
Nope.
He used to go down there. Casey comes down to visit me. And we're driving around. We're out on the bike. We're having a good time. This is before the kids. And we're driving down, and I keep passing this low-cal corn, thinking it was fresh from South California, as we're driving around. So we finally stopped, and I said, look, man, got to get off of this thing because I got to get me hands on some of that low-cal ears of corn. What's so special? And the guy looked at me, and he said, well, I'm Farmer Joe, and it's called local corn. Part of that is a true story, and I had nothing to do with it.
Pointing at your helper?
Yeah, my handler.
Wow.
She said, I am not in this shit tonight. Uh-oh.
So, Farmer Joe and his family, they always went to church. So, he had 3 kids that were tenors. They could hit high notes like you wouldn't believe. And he had one son that was a bass. And the pastor came up to him and said, how come these 3 are tenors and you're a bass? And he says, because I never hooked up the milking machines to my, and they did.
Oh my.
Needless to say, that milk was not worthy to be sold.
Tony's just gonna keep looking at the ceiling.
Maybe he did. No, because there's a lot of, you have to understand, there's a certain amount of floodgates things have to go through my head to get out of my mouth. Doesn't always work.
Okay, guys.
Because
I don't
you
have
do
that
realize
problem.
In the comment room,
you do
Team
you
Cliff
do
or
realize
Team
that the guy
Tony?
was
Come on,
singing
guys.
bass.
We have
Could have
what?
hooked him on his doodads instead of his ding dong, and then it could have pulled him down instead of back up. And if they do two of them, they could have been soprano.
Yeah, but they only used the Willy Wonkas, and they melted their chocolate bars.
That's what I'm saying. They weren't creative. They weren't creative. Their family tree goes straight up, no branches.
Looks like a telephone pole.
Is where mine's kind of a bush, just low.
Okay, guys, I need your answers. I need you guys to vote. So, Team Cliffy or Team Tony? Cliff, that was messed up, but funny as shit, says David.
Ain't they?
Steve says Cliff. We got 2 so far for Cliff. Ooh, 3 for
Can
Cliff.
we go back to the trivia?
We got 4 for Cliffy.
Does that mean I can pick the next
you got
game?
0 for Tony. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Does that make I pick the next game, Ted?
What's that?
I mean, I can pick the next game?
What's the next game?
You have to tell one of your most embarrassing moments, and whoever is funnier, they win that one.
I don't get embarrassed.
Then you're going to lose.
Well, I do have another word for you, or our new thing to tell a story on. So, and
Okay.
we'll start with you, Tony, or actually, yeah, we'll go with you because you lost that round to Cliff. So we'll start with you. It's Mud Puppy.
I think I stepped in one of them.
Oh man, Mud Puppy.
Mud puppy. Nope. I cannot think of any literally and not get myself in some kind of real trouble. Cliff, I'll pass to you if I can. Ted, if you were in my head right now, it'd be wet. You'd be peeing yourself laughing.
So this northern kid comes down south, and he's talking to his southern buddies, and he goes, is there any action around here? And they start snickering each other and go, yeah, we can hook you up. So they take him down to the river, and there is the ugliest woman you could ever see, but her body was smoking. So he's like, yeah, all right, I'll throw a flag over her face, do it for Old Glory. So he gets in, he starts doing it, and all of a sudden she just starts rolling around in mud, and the southern boys are laughing their ass off. And he goes, what the hell's that? They point at her, that's why we call her Mud Puppy.
Oh. By the way, your wife is watching.
What? No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
I love you, baby.
Robert wants to know, is there no phone a friend or 50-50 or stuff like that? So we just giving Clifford the point. You're just skipping over that with Tony?
Yes, absolutely.
She could say she was slip sliding away.
All right, so the next one we're going to... Do you want me to go right to Cliffy, or do you want to try this one, Tony?
Jump on this, Tony.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh, what the hell?
Origami.
Origami?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to fix my headphones.
Origami.
You brought her.
Marcy's like, why do you listen to him?
I'm not getting her comments.
See, the bad part about it is I can't come up with any I can't come up with stories. So I get these stupid one-liners. Like, isn't that what you call a Japanese contortionist?
That's good.
I can't. So there is an old ancient Chinese proverb. And I don't remember what it was, but origami. Ta-da. I don't know, man. You got to go.
See, for me, standing on this side of this, I think it's hilarious. But that's just me.
So that's your shot, Tony, is it? Or do you want to?
Oh, yeah, I can't. There's no way. I can't tell a story. I just can't make up a story that fast. I just can't lie that fast.
Man.
Can I tag in?
Yeah.
Man, the other night I went out with this Oriental girl. She was smoking. And things are getting serious, so we get up into her bedroom and we're going at it, and all of a sudden that bitch folded herself up like a piece of origami, and I've never had it better.
It was called the Swan. You should see how they turned him into the dollar bill butterfly.
Dollar bill butterfly? Are you all right, bud?
No.
At least we're amusing someone.
Okay, guys. Oh my God, who's gonna vote here? Oh, for Cliffy or for Tony? Oh my God, that was funny.
Oh, Nick, thank you, but I don't deserve anything, man. I am not good at stories.
Tony's gonna be like after Tony's like, I'm never playing another one of those stupid fucking games.
Oh no, I'll do it. It's not that I can't tell a story. I just can't come up with it on the spot.
Cliff seems to find a lot of smoke.
Right.
Well, when you're as hot as I am, smoke follows fire.
Jay says this is funny as hell, so he's having a good time with it. So, Cliffy, you get the point.
Go, Cliffy. Go, Cliffy. Ooh, ooh.
All right, so Tony.
Yes.
I think what we're going to do is I'm going to give you guys a word, and you guys have to come up. You have to use the word in a sentence. How about that?
Okay.
Does that work better?
Sure.
Okay, blue balls.
See, now I can come up with a story. We'll just go, I don't know, it's an old wives' tale, you get blues balls, or if you stop and go or something, I don't know.
Well, that was a really good one, Tony.
I don't know. I'm
go with that one. Yeah.
Violated, and I'm not quite understand. The wife sitting there, you're going to give me blue balls tonight? I do have respect.
All right. You go, Cliff.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Dave and Sue were out having fun. They're not little kids, they're tweens, call it that. And little Susie had all these blue balls on her dress. And so Davy says, come on, let's go up to the hayloft and then jump off into the hay. So they both jump off, and Davy does a blood-curdling scream and lands on Susie. And Susie says, oh, you're messing up my pretty little blue balls. He goes, I don't care. My pretty little red balls are hanging on that nail. You're right, Tony. You look like you passed out there for a minute.
Oh no, I was just readjusting. You guys have desktops. I have a laptop on a pillow.
Yeah. Do you have your Ethernet connected, or is it just Wi-Fi?
No, that's Wi-Fi. I'm not paying enough for that shit.
Oh, I'm just checking because once in a while you freeze up on us. That's why I'm asking. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. If you could plug it in, that would be great. But if you can't, we'll just deal with it.
Sorry.
Okay.
I will next time. I will next time. I have a
Shut up, Brant.
Oh my God, Cliffy, you're killing Tony tonight.
It's a long sentence.
All right, so we're gonna start with Cliffy on this one to give Tony some time to think. Use the word salami in a sentence or a story.
Well, this is an oldie, but pizza delivery guy comes up, knocks on the door. Naked woman answers it, and he goes, "Hey, lady, here's your pizza." Whips out his dick and says, "And here's the salami."
Oh, Cliffy.
I just think on taste, if I say I had a salami sandwich for lunch, I think that's a winner. That was really old.
Oh, guys. Oh man, this one isn't working out for Tony so well.
I really feel bad.
No, don't feel bad.
No, I'm feeling bad because I'm almost out of my drink. It's got nothing to do with you. My drink's almost gone. I'm really feeling bad about that. I'm starting to see my free tattoo slipping away.
That's all right. So is most of America. It doesn't matter. Do you want to be the first person back in the tattoo artist chair after 6 months of break?
I come down and go, oh no, get the hell out of my shop.
It's not riding a bicycle, guys. You got to practice
right?
all the time.
Oh my God.
Honestly,
the one person in the world that will not let me tattoo her is the one I can tattoo, and she can't figure out what she wants.
Mad props to you. I am just not artistically inclined, and I couldn't do what you do.
That's okay.
And it's it's just beautiful art, and I really love it.
I do too.
Nobody asked you, Ted.
Because it's great. I love it.
Thank you.
We might have to do a touch-up, but it looks good.
You just want to get touched. Perv.
Okay, maybe that too.
I said salami at the end.
There you go.
It'll come with a pizza.
Mark Sheldon France says, hello, what's up, Tony DeVille?
That's my IT guy. That's my brother. That's one of my bestest friends, man. I can't wait for you to actually meet him. You guys, him, and Big John, peas and pods.
Cool.
Man, you'd be great.
Cool. Okay, so we're going to take... Go ahead.
I said he's got a hell of an Iron Man half sleeve we're attaching to a Matrix half sleeve.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a blast. We're 300 hours in.
Wow.
You're going to eat it while you're on there?
No, that's rude. She makes this vanilla bean Godiva pudding that's yummy. I got a little excited.
So Cliffy, tell us one of your most...
Just a minute, Ted. Tony?
Yes?
Eat that shit. Eat that shit or I'm coming down and eating it for you.
Oh, it definitely won't make that.
Go ahead, Ted. What? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Why don't you tell us a story, one of your most embarrassing moments?
I don't get embarrassed. Oh, sorry. That was my Tony impression.
There's a difference between a psychopath and a those other idiots.
We'll pass on that. So this was PM. Okay, pre-Marcy. I was with my my ex at the time, and we're driving around, and we're looking for a place because we want subs. So I pull into this little deli place, and I order her turkey sub, and then I order myself a ham sub. And the guy goes, "Oh, we don't make those here." I go, "What kind of shithole deli doesn't make a ham sub?" And that's when he pointed to the Star of David and said, "A Jewish one." True story, swear to God and to heaven, I actually did that. I canceled Joyce's order, I turned around, and I walked out.
Okay, if we're considering that an embarrassing thing, because I just turned them as life lessons. Bought my first house down a half mile from Fort McHenry. That one, Star Spangled Banana. Star Spangled. Never mind. Francis Scott Key.
Yes.
This is the mind kicking in before the mouth starts. What was I talking about again?
See, that's proof that there isn't really a mind.
Oh, no. Okay, so we're my friend, we call him Donkey. I'm 19, just bought my first house down there. We're rehabbing the kitchen. Rehabbing the bathroom. Put new floors in, new ceiling, the whole 9 yards, new fixtures. We're with our hands and all that. So now we're sitting around to prep the floor. And I'm sitting square on the floor at about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm scrubbing all the extra paint and everything off the subfloor so we can get a nice contact. As he's not paying attention and kicks over the gallon of goof off that runs down through my britches, gets caught up in my sweatpants, which is why I never wear sweatpants ever again, and hold all this chemical goof off up next to my doodads. And I stripped and ran outside because the only place we had a hose was in the middle of the street. And Butterball naked was saying I had a lot on.
Man, dude, that sounds like a sticky situation.
Oh, I even have one better than that. I have one funnier than that. Casey and I were rear-ended by a tractor and trailer in 06. And that's where I have a lot of my neck problems and things like that. No, I didn't get paid. They give me, I've never done any kind of drugs or anything like that. Tad will tell you, vouch for me and all that stuff. And they gave me muscle relaxer and painkillers and sent me on my merry way to a tattoo convention. So we get to the tattoo convention and we figure out that it's a 3-floor stadium. A 3-floor hotel. That's the tattooist, the polygamist, and on the 3rd floor is the plushies and furries. And I'm all doped up on this medication. I am higher than 3 kites from Benjamin Franklin. Somehow I make it through the weekend, make it all the way to Delaware, my favorite thing to do right here. I walk into Delaware and I'm with Mouse's, my youngest's godfather, and my wife. And we walk into the Denny's. I don't barely remember this. And I walked in, I didn't have my glasses on. I had just taken my medication. And I looked down and I looked at Casey as hard as I can and said, "They must have a lot of Mexicans in this fucking restaurant, baby." And she said, "No, honey, I only just see 1 or 2, and that's kind of rude. Where do you come up with that?" And I flipped it around. I said, "Man, they got their own fucking senior menu."
Oy.
That is a true fucking story. You want to stick your thumb over here? That is a true story. So they're not embarrassing moments to me. They're just fucking hysterical.
Now, see, my problem was if I was a tattoo artist and I was at that certain convention, I wouldn't have made it past the first 2 floors.
No, we were on the bottom floor.
Then I'd be going up to the 2nd and 3rd floor.
But we didn't have to. They were wandering down with us. Man, we had a blast.
That sounds like a good time.
Well, that was before they got so PC and TV. And
that was back when you could hook up with 2 rabbits and a fox and not be judged for it.
All right, so I got to give
I'm
Tony that
pretty
point.
sure you're judged on that all the time.
I'm gonna give Tony that point because Dave Teachout's in here saying I really like that when Tony gets the point. So,
Thanks,
Hey, you
Dave.
tell me. Where you going, boy?
yeah, that's okay. So I gotta know, would you even consider dressing up as a furry and doing what they do?
Like on the Discovery Channel, baby.
Survival of the fittest, baby. Ah!
Let me tell you my favorite old proverb, and it's from a guy named Pastor Rodney Carrington.
Oh my God, I love Rodney Carrington.
And he says, if it pleases your man to get up on that ceiling fan with a bottle in your ass and cluck like a chicken, you better damn sight do it, because there's some other foul mouth bitch right behind you that will. And no, I don't want your pink fingernail up my hiney. Again. So yeah, if Casey said, honey, I want to get fluffy and furry, guess what? We're going to Toys R Us, kids.
Cliffy, what do you think? Because I mean, dressing up as like a bunny rabbit and going up and doing the fake animal pumping a wolf or a whatever.
Ted,
what do you think?
Ted, stop. Ted, you promised that would never leave the bonfire. Damn it.
No, they were the real ones. He's talking about dressing up like one.
Oh, shit. Never mind then. We're good.
Yeah.
See, I'm pretty safe, because if I came in dressed up like a bunny, yeah, my wife would say, get the fuck out of here. Go get dressed.
Ask Tony about the after hours at the studio with Scoot. Just mention
Ebola.
Ebola on a certain part of the male anatomy.
I don't remember that one.
That was back when he wasn't doing drugs.
I don't do drugs. I've never have.
Obviously.
What do you say? Maybe you should have?
Yeah.
I remember most of my shit.
Now, I do remember, I remember man-made peanut butter, Mark. My phone's next to me. Text me so I remember. But man-made peanut butter, we had this little very, very, very dark African lady come in. I don't know if she was American or not. She was African, the whole thing, dialect, the whole 9 yards. And she wants to get her hood pierced, her clitoral hood pierced. And she hikes up her dress and hops up there. And at the time, we used to put we're talking many, many moons ago, put their feet on our knees. And that way we put their shoulders at their knees so that they couldn't close and, stuck themselves in the femoral artery or anything like that. So she opened up, and thank God I wore a mask, because there was Skippy peanut butter assortments things there. So we called that the man-made peanut butter. So anytime that other friend that we went out, that I was talking about, the guy Donkey with the goof off, if you say man-made peanut butter around him or melt peanut butter on a sandwich, he will lose it right there.
He'll vomit.
And Donkey
I'm lose it myself. That is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, that was a tame story.
Oh no! Game over, baby. Hit the road. This show took a turn.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Cliffy and I.
Funny instead.
Cliffy and I actually have a story, but
no, we don't.
Sees it. Oh, we don't. But he sees it different than I do.
Because I'm right and he's wrong.
When Mr. Fisherman comes to you and says, hey, let's go fishing, let's do some ice fishing, I'm like, okay. I've never really done ice fishing. I wanted to learn how to do it. I mean, I've been out there fishing, but like normal fishing. So Cliffy says, yeah, I'll take you out. I'll show you the ropes. So Cliffy and I, we get in the vehicle and we head out and we go to, I believe it was Canandaigua Lake, right? Is that where it was? Was Canandaigua?
Honeyer Lake.
Honeyer Lake.
Yeah.
And so we're at Honeyer Lake, and it's cold, colder than a witch's tit. I mean, it is cold. And the wind is blowing. And when you get on the lake, it's so open that it's blowing even more. It feels colder. You know what I mean? So, Cliff, before we Cliff has got these boots. I think they were white or something, right? They were white and you pumped them up or something. They were Canadian maple.
Army Mickey boots. You blew them up and they had bladders inside of them, kept your feet really warm. Right. So Teddy didn't have anything like that. But anyways, I wasn't as sophisticated when it came to fishing like, Mr. Fisherman Cliff. And so he's pumping up his boots, getting all set to go. He goes, just follow me. And I'm like, okay. He steps down and starts to go across the ice and whoop, boink, right on his ass. And he goes, oh, you didn't see that. It never happened.
So did you keep your ass warm when you fell on it?
I said, follow me. I did not say, do what I do. So, in my defense, it wasn't that cold, okay? Because
excuse me.
Wait a minute, stop. You're talking about going out on ice and cutting a hole in that son of a bitch and putting fish shit down there, right? And you're telling me it's not cold?
It wasn't as cold as he did. He said, because I've done it before.
You're still standing on ice that you're digging holes in. It's fucking cold.
Oh my God. Pull your diapers up and get along with the men.
Man, I am right here on the fat ass Chesapeake Bay.
So anyway, the wind was blowing and it cleared off all the snow off the ice. And that's why it was so slippery and I fell. And I'm thinking, well, it's not really that cold out. We go out and we're fishing. And, I got like 3 layers on and I got a hat it comes down over my face, and everything.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
And Teddy has a baseball cap on.
That's right.
And I look over at him.
Southward survival.
And I'm like, what the hell is he? And he's got things on his ears that are just flapping up and down. Like wings. I go, what the hell is that? He goes, my ears are so cold I stuffed my gloves up inside of my hat to make earmuffs. I said, dude, the wind's blowing. You might fly away.
So you're out a pair of $3,000 goose down things and you can't throw my man a set of earmuffs?
Yeah.
Well, fuck. I don't know about that.
You said it was a friend. I never said I was a good friend.
Right. I was going to say, would you woke up sore? If your ass was sore, would you camping? Would you tell anybody?
Well, if he fell in, I'd probably pull him out. No, not
there
true.
are 2 words in this world I never want to hear again, and I've heard them both times I go up to Parafest, and that's north of Lake Effect.
Lake Effect. I called him.
That's your mud's puppy.
Yeah. I called him and I told him, Teddy, it's going to be cold. We're going to be on the middle of a lake with no windbreak. Wear something warm. And he shows up with a baseball cap. I was like,
yeah, but he was still cool as a motherfucker.
I was like, boy, you're going to die out there. I'm going to find pieces of your ear just rolling around on the ice. We were out when we were younger, much younger. Actually, preteen, we used to go out ice fishing on Honeyway Lake, and we had these big snowmobile suits, and we had the hoods up and everything else. Well, my older brother decided that he had to go and relieve himself, and Dad goes, "Well, just pee on the ice." And Scott goes, "No, I got to do both." So he hustles back in and gets behind some bushes and stuff, squats down, and takes a dump. Now it's cold out. He puts everything back up. This time. And yeah, it was cold this time. We go out. We're fishing for like another 2 hours. We get in the car and it starts warming up, and we're like, what stinks? What the hell? He shit in his hood and it froze. He didn't know it until we were driving home and it thawed out and started to stink. True story.
Have you guys ever reached back and figured out that point when you just said, "Oh, I just fucked my life up," or "This is the reason something else happened"? I did not have a great stepfather at all. He was horrible, but he had this old Datsun B2000 pickup truck with an F-150 size double stack cap on the back of it with no gate. And he decides that we're going to drive from Baltimore, which is where I'm from, all the way to Elkins, West Virginia, with my brother and I in the back of this thing in the middle of winter. And I know that is the reason I received brain damage, because all the exhaust was coming back into the cab and we were inhaling it for 8.5 hours. Ooh. I know this because I handed my brother a trash bag to throw up into and throw out the tailgate. And instead, there's a hole all the way through it. And the tractor trailer driver behind us almost jackknifed laughing his ass off. And my brother picked up the back of the tailgate. So you said not embarrassing. I think of them more as defining moments.
Yeah. Lessons learned.
May that motherfucker rot in peace.
I have a story about Cliffy.
Go for
it. So I have like 10 acres of land right here next to me that we used to play paintball on. And so Cliffy decides he's going to come down with his son and play paintball. And so he's already laughing.
Oh, my poor son.
So Cliffy's on the opposite team as his son. So we're down there, playing paintball, and it's woods ball. So we're down there playing paintball, and the ground is there's kind of like a swamp that goes in the middle of it. So it's kind of a little wet. And I remember at one point, Cliffy was going after his son really hard. He really was going after his kid, and he hit the bottom of this, and Cliffy's like me. He's a big guy, and he hit the bottom of this thing where this swamp was. And he glided across the swamp, and the water was going out like this from the side of him as he's going, and water's going. He was skimming that water. I was laughing my ass off so hard. He gets up. I don't know how he does this after he's like he's a penguin on ice going down this water squirt. Now he gets up and he pulls over and he shoots his kid in the head. I don't know how many times, and he thought he killed his kid.
Well, he was behind a barrier.
Okay, I think that follows as a perfect point where you can point back to that's why he snacks on paint chips.
He was behind a barrier, and I thought, okay, his ass must be here, so I'm just going to put my arm over and I'm going to shoot him a couple times right in the ass. Well, it was his head, and I shot him from like 1.5 feet away, twice in the head, and I looked over and I seen him do this. I was like, oh my God, I killed my son. Oh my God, what am I going to tell his mother?
Tell the difference between the bump on his nose and the crack in his ass? Or was he just that well camouflaged?
That boy was mad at me for like the next 3 hours.
After he got done with his coloring book subscription.
Yeah. He didn't care who he shot. He was just after me after that.
I'm from Baltimore. We just don't point guns at people.
The best part about that whole story, though, even though he thought he killed his kid, it was like slow motion watching him hit that bottom. Skim across. It's like, how the hell? It's like that boy he could walk on water. Well, slide on water. I mean, it was just funny as shit.
I got skills.
Was coming up. And here's a fact, guys. When you're not fat guys, but a fact, guys, that when you're playing paintball, if you're a big round guy, and one of the rules the paint has to splatter, and most big guys that around, it doesn't splatter, it just bounces off.
Yeah, so shot 7 or 8 times.
Yeah, so you got hit 7 or 8 times, but you have these huge
quarter
size.
I've been shot by paintballs, but
yeah. We had funny story about Teddy is we all get together and we come up with this great plan. We're all going to run down the hill all together and just bull rush these people. And we get all up on top of the hill and we all start running down. Everyone's shooting, and I'm shooting, and I go, oh crap! And we get down to the bottom of the hill, kill everybody, and Teddy goes, Who shot me in the back? Wasn't me. Yeah, I believe that's
Did
the last
you guys
time
used
we
to play
played.
BB guns too?
Oh God, I used to play BB guns in a riding paddock. When we lived on the farm, we raised stallions, and so we used to, in the riding paddock, we would put up straw bales and hay, and we would actually build forts and stuff. And we would, all of us like cousins, would get out there with BB guns and hand BB guns and just have wars. And we didn't even wear glasses or nothing. We didn't even think about shooting another guy's eye out or something, but we never did. We got lucky, but it was fun. But you came out with fucking embedded BBs.
Oh, I've plucked plenty of BBs out of my skin.
Oh
I
yeah,
got really good at it.
Yeah, it hurts too. I mean, it's not. I wish Stumpy was here, Cliff, because I have a real good story about Stumpy.
Jet boy wasn't wrapped too tight.
We had him the same place where we play paintball. We have a camp and a good sized fire pit, and we would sit up there and we would drink till we couldn't drink anymore, basically. And we had, in the summertime, we had a couple raccoons that would come up and kind of sit by the campfire with us. But if you had Cheetos or potato chips and stuff, you would give them to them, and they would, be right there. It was kind of cool to have these wild animals up there with you. Well, Stumpy, now, Jason was a big guy. I mean, he wasn't a small guy. So he was sitting across from me. And so we're all, I mean, we probably started drinking 3 or 4 hours prior to that. So we're all toasty, really toasty. And I noticed that next to, Stumpy's got Cheetos and he's sitting there eating them, and he's got the bag down next to him onto the ground, and he's just picking them up and eating them. And I look over and I see these pair of eyes come out from behind him, and he's just reaching in the bag, trying to get these Cheetos out. And Rocky was his name, the biggest coon that I've ever seen on our property, comes waddling up. So he comes waddling up and he goes over and he starts sniffing the bag. And at this point, he's just back enough where Stumpy, when he puts his hand in the bag, he doesn't know that he's there. So he's putting his hand in the bag and grabbing and at this point, Rocky thinks, okay, well, I'm going to knock it over and I'm going to grab some Cheetos, some powder, cheesy puff thingies.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time that Rocky goes to put his hand in the bag to knock it over, Stumpy puts his hand down and he grabs a hold of his hand of fur. And he's like, what the fuck? Right? And I've never seen a guy that big scream and jump up on a top of a log so fast in my life. And he screamed like a girl. I mean, he hit one of the highest notes I've ever heard.
Made the ballerinas jealous on how quickly he got up on that log on his tippy toes.
He's like, holy shit, I grabbed something for it. I go, yeah, look next to you. And Rocky did not move. He stayed right there because all he wanted was the Cheetos. He just grabbed them and walked away.
Rocky grabs his Cheetos, looks up at Stumpy, he goes, bitch.
Oh my
Casey
God.
had a very similar event to that yesterday, but we call them city kitties, but brown rat. I am in Baltimore City, guy. A brown rat. I am in Baltimore City. I'm not in the hood, but we have a lot of factories around and restaurants and stuff. So she goes to over to the dumpster and throw something into the dumpster, naturally trash. And this rat hisses at her, jumps, and she runs, leaves, gone, books. She gets back into the car and she thinks she's in safe. And something touched your leg or something. Something fell out of the visor, went on the lap, and she thought the damn brown rat was in the car with her.
How much does it cost to repair the car, the damage?
I have good insurance. I have good insurance. Casey likes playing bumper cars.
I call him my half brother Fish. That was his name, was Fish. You got Mouse and stuff like that, Tony. Mine is Fish. And
just because we're below the Mason-Dixon line.
we had this thing that when Fish was here, we were retards. That's all you could say is we were just retards. And
I wasn't involved.
No, you weren't in this one. You weren't in this one. And we decided now this is a standard size bottle of Jack Daniels. Well, this is the Honey Jack. Okay.
Oh, I know. I know it. Yeah, I know who he is.
Okay.
I didn't say I didn't drink. I said I don't drink.
Okay. So, anyways, this is not the big lead. Now we had the big bottle.
Yeah, we call this regular down here.
Okay, so green label though. So we had a big bottle, and we were drinking probably from like 5 o'clock in the afternoon on.
Yeah,
and one of us
sour mash, right?
Yeah. So one of us gets this bright idea. Coyotes coming through, and on my property, they would come down from one side, down the bank, across the creek, down through our acreage, and then back up across the road. So we had decided. Some of us get some stupid idea and says, "Hey, go grab the baseball bats and the axe handle, and let's go down in the back 40 there and wait for them to come through and see how many we can hit." You know,
coyotes.
Yeah. And this became like a weekend thing for us, believe it or not.
They outlawed lawn darts.
Well, anyways,
do you still get the high life? Can you find all 12 imperfections in the pictures?
No, come on, let me
y'all meet me out in the back swamp later. Bring your sticks. We're gonna hunt coyotes.
Yeah, goddamn. I heard it going frogging and shit, but I'm not going baseball batting for fucking coyotes.
Sometime, Tony, when you're up here during the summer, we'll sit down and have a campfire.
Coyotes up there. You just told me I'm a fucking city kid. I am not going up with coyotes. No. No, I will meet you as far as the hotel. Now I ain't even coming to the studio.
Gotta get them down when the carp are running. We can do a carp rodeo with them.
Carp rodeo. We'll have to tell them that story too. But anyway, so we get this bright idea, and we're both like really not all there, and really trashed. So I remember Fish being at one end, and he says to me, because he's older and bigger than I am, he says, "Go down at the other end, and when they come by, run behind them, screaming and yelling, and get them to move faster." So
somewhere in your head, you thought, "What a good idea."
I did too. So I'm sitting and I'm trashed. I'm kind of leaning up the tree, just going, "Oh, what am I doing?"
I'll be back, guys.
I'm thirsty. Okay. It's like, I'm thirsty. I should get another drink. So all of a sudden I hear them. And so they 1, 2, 3. So there's like 6 or 7 of them. They all go by me. I'm like, okay. So I go to get up and my foot is stuck underneath the log because the way I was sitting. So I couldn't get up the way I wanted to. And so I slammed on the mud, a little paveway that they just went through, and they all stopped and turned around.
See? There's a reason I'm on a Chesapeake Bay and I don't go swimming in the ocean.
So I decide, well, if he's telling me that I can scare him, then I can get up and I can run at him with the axe handle and scare the shit out of him. So I get up, I got the stick, and I'm like, get going, get out of here. I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to kick your ass, blah, blah, blah. And they're all looking at me. They're not moving. And I'm not moving. So I'm like, yelling, "Fish, Fish, what am I supposed to do?" So he goes, run at him. I'm like, I'm not fucking running at them. He goes, just run at him. So I don't know where I got the balls from, but I started running at him. And these coyotes scatter, right? And they're not going down the trailway towards him anymore. They scatter. So here I am, I'm running. And I'm trying to pay attention. It's like, okay, because now I just went through where they were. So right. I know. Are they
all around me. Right.
Now they're all around me.
Mm-hmm.
So I get down to fucking Fish. And I'm like, "Fish, did any come here?" He goes, "No." I go, "Well, then there's a problem." He goes, "What?" Because you told me to send them to you. And they kind of, when I went down the path, they all went like this. He goes, "Oh shit, we better get up that bank as quick as we can."
Yeah.
We're trashed. And the fish is probably 400 pounds. I'm pushing 260. So we have to run up this big ass hill, right? Halfway up the hill, guess where those goddamn coyotes are?
Standing right at the top of the hill.
Right at the top of the hill.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, oh shit, what are we supposed to do? And we're just like, we both take a swig of what was left of the bottle and just went up there with the sticks and just started swinging. Fish actually cracked one. It was funny as shit. But by the time we got done, we were so trashed. We were, insane. I can't believe we did it. But after that, we had decided that any of our friends that came over, that any of the guys that wanted to get trashed and do this, we would wait and hear for the coyotes to come through and get a whole bunch of us to go down there, but everybody else chickened out. And I don't know if we would have went and done it either, but there was a few times we tried and it didn't work to our advantage. But we were dumb, we were drunk, and it could have been really, really bad.
Yeah. Now, I said, Nick, earlier I said that I'm a city boy. I actually did grow up on the outside of Elkins, West Virginia. So I actually know about, timber wolves and mountain lions, and, I did hunting and fishing, and, I'm pretty, versed in all that hillbilly stuff too. But when we did dumb shit, it was because the elders told us to. Y'all just figured that shit out on your own. Like they said to me, I'm 14 years old, rites of passage. I got to go bow hunting for bear.
Oh, hell yeah. Sign me up.
They had me all piped up on it, and they set me in front of that den. That head thing had her, and I Scooby-Dooed the fuck out of there. No. Yes, I've been hunting. Yes, I do. I used as much of the buffalo as I can and return to the rest of the wild, but I don't have time to do any of that shit. I draw you a pretty buffalo now. So.
I'm sitting here listening to Teddy's coyote story, and the thing that keeps popping into my head is guys go out hunting coyotes with high-powered rifles, and these two morons are down there with sticks. Well, then I'm gonna get me a coyote.
Wait a minute. We're gonna get this straight. It was an aluminum baseball bat and an axe handle.
That shit don't make it better. It just makes it more expensive, stupid.
When we were kids, the farmer used to tell us all the time, he says, I will give you $20 a head. And we're like, what does that mean? I want you to go out in my field. I want you got steel toe boots on. I want you guys to go out there and kick all of the groundhogs you can find or woodchucks in the head and kill them. So that's what we did all summer long. We would go out there to get rid of these things by kicking them in the head till they were dead.
Yeah.
Nick said over here, he says, Tony, so now you're a nature boy now. I'm born and bred in Baltimore. Somewhere around the age of 11, 12, I think, my stepfather got himself in some trouble, and he thought the best thing to do to this family, that I've just moved in with and married their mother, who is from West Virginia 20 years prior and has been in Baltimore City the rest of her entire life, to move us to the top of a 600-acre mountain with no running water and only electricity. No indoor plumbing. So there was a lot of things we learned over that first winter to how to get along and what we can and can't do without. And then
had to be shitty.
We came back in January of 91 back to Baltimore, and then I've been here pretty much since. So country, I know the country adjacent. I spent my time there. Enough to know that I'm better on concrete.
Tony's got a story for us, and he doesn't realize it. I'm gonna bring up not this past Rochester Winter Parafest, but the first one.
Hold on, Cody. As
driving,
funny as that is, I've done that.
Driving through the snow,
and
seeing some shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you about the snow squalls?
You and Bree and Casey saw something every time you went down this road.
Yeah, that snow squall. No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, down by what was it?
It's
like
actually
Old
Henty
Log-
Road. It's called Henty Road.
Yeah, it's like it's across by like log something, whatever. I remember it's by apple trees.
Mm-hmm.
And
it up.
well, Ted knows where because
Actually, Cliff, it's across of Polebridge.
Yeah, I know where Henty Road is.
And Henty, it's right there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what we would kind of call the hollow, you know, the bottom part of the ridgeway right there, where between the two little hill valleys, right at the bottom when the apple trees are mainly on the right, and there's some creepy looking apple trees at night too with that moon.
I really hate it when they migrate to the left. I don't want to be in.
When you're going like this,
during migration,
on both sides of the roads, and
hey, Tony doesn't like where I live.
No, I don't have a problem with being there. I just choose to be down here.
I live way out in the middle of bumfuck or Podunksville, according to him.
Well, remind me about that story, because remember I told you about those aha moments, the life-defining ones.
Mm-hmm.
To continue with Nick's story, I hope he's. These are all believable stories. I swear. I was 16 years old. We're living on top of this 600 abandoned acre farm. My wonderful stepfather put all the plumbing in, but never hooked anything up. So every morning at 5 a.m., this is why I'm not a morning person, we'd have to go out and literally pump the well to get the water in the house to take the baths. And, you know, we're talking like early 1800s kind of shit. You know, we had to go in, start the fire in the stove to start the wood stove. And I thought I was Paul Bunyan because, man, I used to love to swing them splitting mauls. And I had this older fellow from all the way down to the bottom of the hill, they called it, the bottom of the damn mountain 2.5 miles away. He had saved me a nice piece of maple to put down the ground so I can chop my logs on that. Well, I didn't realize I was cutting on an angle and I was making like a landslide. And I kept scooching back a little bit more. And now I'm not saying I did all 3 cords of wood, and I'm not Superman. I mean, over the next, week or so of cutting up splitting up these logs, I take this 10-pound maul on the axe handle, swing it over, catch my mother's clothesline. It goes down, just touches the edge of the wood, comes back and springs me right in the forehead. That's why I know I'm better down here on concrete.
I was wondering what that mark on your forehead was.
I'll tell you that later.
Is that your woman laughing at you?
No, that's my conolingus coin slot.
Dude, I would never leave the mall. I just sell my coins. Oh yeah, I'm done.
Hey, you see that? That's worth at least 50 cents a ride.
Hey, you know what?
Oh my!
Oh, don't I know it?
I had.
All right, so go back to the other story.
I had a bad plastic surgeon. I had some kind of yuckiness taken out of there, and it was a bad plastic surgeon. So yeah, we were going through. Now you guys haven't met Bree. She is proudly 4'11.5", and she is 10 foot tall and bulletproof when she's around me and Casey. And she's like one of our bestest friends. And she's our road buddy. We go up every year. So Casey's in the passenger seat, and Bree is leaning over both of the seats in the minivan that we rented to come up there. By the way, Ted said, "Hey, it's supposed to be 50 degrees all weekend. Don't worry about renting a 4-wheel drive." Second year 4-wheel drive. Hey, I didn't know.
Rule one of life.
Go through, and there was a ball that went across the street right there, right in the middle of where the gully is. And I said, "Did you see? I see that." And I'm freaking out because I don't know where I'm at. I'm scared half the mind. The trees are creeping at me. It's 3:00 in the morning, and we're on our way to a bar to go do some tattooing, and living the life. And we get back and we come out of there, and then me and Bree see it, and it's not only a white ball that shoots across there; it's a black ball with it. When Casey sees it, when we go back up the next night at 2:00 in the morning to start tattooing again, when Casey saw it, it was a very large gray ball. It was still a white ball for me, and it was still a black ball for Bree. but it was all the same thing. We described everything for the shape, how high it was off the ground. It was radiating light off of it and everything. But
this was on Henty?
Yeah.
You know where,
That's how I know you're real local, because he's having me tell you that story.
Okay,
everybody else on the chat side's like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Okay, so the road in Avon, it's called Henty Road, and it's right off of the main route, which is 15 south. And if you're going 15 south, Henty Road's on your right. So if you go down Henty Road, Cliff, you know where I'm talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll go past the cornfields and all that shit, and then it's going to dip down and come back up on a little hill and turn and come straight down to Littleville Road.
Right.
So that's where Tony was. So where that little bend is, that's where I was driving a 1977 Grand Prix, one of the big boats, really big cars.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing about 55, 60 around that bend. You're only supposed to be doing 35 or 40. When I got up at the top of that knoll, there was a black bear standing in the middle of the road, and there's snow. And I turned sideways, and I just nudged this black bear. I shit my pants because I thought he was going to come through the window. But so anyways, that right there where that knoll is, he said that's where they say this is where they saw that light, and it was a couple days in a row. And it just went across.
Teddy doesn't know the story of that, but what happened there was these three little Southern guys.
You're not going to say salami at the end of this fucking story, are you?
No. It does have pork in it. These three country boys were out there, and they were lonely, so they gathered up a whole bunch of pigs, and they're going to have some fun with it. Well, the pigs got pissed and spun around, and they ate the kids, and ever since then, their balls have been floating around the town just looking for another pig.
Dave, you say you're going to teach me how to be a redneck. When I was down there, when I was in West Virginia, we started in junior high school, which was something new to us because that went from 7th to 9th, or 7th to 10th or something. Yeah, 7th to 9th instead of middle school down here, which is 6th through 8th. And one of the classes that you could take down there as an elective was fly fishing, and you got credit for it. I'm dead serious. Go Hornets! Elkins Junior High School. They closed the 4.5 years we lived down there. And you can hear my Baltimore down here. The first years, all 4 years we were down there, they closed school for the first season. I mean, the first week of buck season for rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was from Baltimore City. That's where I was my schooling. You guys go back and watch, there was old Charles S. Dutton movie called the HBO miniseries called The Corner. Casey grew up on the one side of that corner. Her grandmother owned Munchie's sub shop that they were filming it in front of, and I lived on that corner. Or The Wire. That's where we're from. So that's all weird, funky. I've been snipe hunting, and they got the city boy a few times. Trust me.
When I was a kid, as soon as we got old enough to go fishing, opening day of trout season, we
Mr.
never
Trout.
Jealous bitch.
No, because I went with you for opening day for trout, and what did you do?
I had to go back because you and freaking the other guy were crying and whining. We're getting hung up. Anyway, I never missed a day. I never went to school on opening day of trout season, and when I got old enough to go deer hunting, I never missed a day for. I never went to school during opening day of deer season, and all that time, next day I go into school and they say, "Where were you?" I was trout fishing or I was deer hunting, and they go, "Okay," and that would be it. Nothing. Cut it class here, mid-December when there's nothing going on. Yeah, you were in school detention, buddy. But
yeah,
open
here
day
it was.
deer?
Yeah, but stuff like that here where we live out in the country, it was acceptable for us to take the first day of, deer hunting off. It was acceptable for us to take the first day of fishing off, and
so in cities, it's like you get to take the first opening day of smog season off. Is that it? Or heavy traffic season, or
no, because that's always around. You never get a first day of that.
Wow.
Cody Patterson is saying, don't forget hunting for nematodes.
Okay, we won't.
Oh, it's a frog, right?
I don't know what
I don't know what the hell a nematode is. Hey,
I don't
Teddy,
know what
it's like Skype. It's like Skype.
Oh.
Nah. Snipe.
Oh, snipe.
Like a snipe.
Oh, okay. Like a bucket of steam. And
it's like a Skype. You got to put it on the computer and sneak up on.
Right. I will get that son bitch. Watch.
Yeah. Watch me Skype this guy. He's never going to even know it coming.
The really nice sleeve tattoo that I did with the leather armor on my army guy that I showed you the picture of, that's Cody.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right, so who else has got a story here? Come on, we got any more?
Oh, I got plenty of stories. I just don't know if they're trust me. I'll tell you another couple of them when I'm up there last time. He said the Army lets you take the Monday off the Super Bowl.
I hear that. Yeah, I remember a night. I remember a night that.
Liar. Do you remember parts of a night that?
Well, I was thinking about the night that you ended up cleaning. Poor Ruthie at the time. I love Ruthie. That night that she was so sick.
Oh. I don't care. I should have won the Friend of the Year award for that. Oh my God. I have never smelled anything so bad and have it all over me.
Mm-mm.
And when my wife shows up and I'm almost done, I'm crawling out of Ruthie's tent. Now I took her shoes and pants and shirt off and I rolled her into her sleeping bag. So it was still half down and I'm crawling out of the tent and Marcy comes up and rips the tent out. Door opens and goes, "What are you guys doing?" It's like, maybe take a deep breath. If you think this is sexy, we have a problem. Oh.
Yeah, she had vomited all over the place. And Cliffy was a friend. He went in there and cleaned up that whole thing so she could sleep without being in it.
Well,
damn,
you know
man,
what the deal was? Is I was just getting ready to go, and I came around the corner and I looked over the hill, and I saw this white shape laying halfway down the hill. I'm like, that looks like a person. So then when I got down there and I realized it was Ruthie, I knew I had to bring her up.
Right.
That was an adventure in its own. Marcy sticks her head in. She goes, "Oh yeah, get into your car and take a shower before you come."
We've had some. Cliffy and I have had some fun. I mean, this camp up here has got so many memories because we used to do it. Was it like every Saturday, Cliffy? We had Friday and Saturday every weekend. Every weekend.
Dave, the next time I come up in what direction?
Up here.
Okay, up here, guys. It'll be Parafest if we make
March.
it out of
March 13th and 14th and 15th.
Yep, that'll be really nice weather.
Yeah, it should be better.
That should be really nice. Get a nice turnout.
Mm-hmm.
Tony,
yeah.
Tony,
yes.
It's May. We have freaking snow. You have no idea.
We had 0 goose eggs worth of snowland this year. You know why? I bought a snowblower.
Last year, we don't have snow right now.
You know, Rochester has got the highest snowfall in the country right now. We're number 1 in snowfall. Beating out Alaska.
68 degrees today.
Yeah,
Mid-Atlantic, it'll be 85 tomorrow and 14 the next day.
Yeah, it was like 30, 31 or 32 tonight, I think.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of Winnie Poohs running around because it was quite blustery today. It was windy as shit.
Yeah, it was all the way down to 70. It was terrible.
Hey, it's going to be 70 next week, so we got nothing to complain about.
Liar. They always tease you with that. It's like, we're gonna open up the state next week. Ah, just kidding.
Nope.
I'm kind of glad they didn't.
Safe. Stay at home, be safe. It's not worth the harassment.
The amount of stuff that has been going on. I mean, right now in our own hometown, we are the only town in Livingston County that we have the most cases in Livingston County.
Okay.
Avon does.
Well,
I don't know.
I have kissed a lot of people. I got to admit, so sorry, y'all. Sorry.
We inadvertently.
When you're as hot as I am, it's just a natural thing. People come up and want to smooch with you. It's embarrassing. My wife hates it, but she's getting used to it after 19 years.
We've been pretty much staying at home, keeping up on art and other things, but we're going up to the shop. It's just like home. It's a mile and it's 1.2 miles from.
I wanted to get there so bad.
Well, we asked Vinny, the Marine. I decided, not we, I take credit for this one, to shift our counters around in case he wants to do more of a boutique kind of thing up front. She's got her wrist is starting to give her a little bit of a hard time. So she's going to be cutting back her schedule a little bit. And she wants to focus on, selling stuff that she makes, all the clothes that she makes and all that stuff. So shift around, give her a better footprint for her to do retail sales up there. And I say to Vinny, these cabinets have been sitting here, the display cabinet cases. Me and Casey made them. They're 9 feet apiece. They haven't moved in 8 years. So there's 2 floors underneath of that. So we tell Vinny, let's move the counters. All you got to do is go up and pull up this 12 by 20, this 6 foot by 12 foot piece of carpet. And we'll go up tomorrow and we have a bunch of the other floor tile left and we'll just finish the floor off. Well, I don't know what our Marine did, but he went up there and decided to rip up the brand new floor we just put down a year and a half ago. Everything in Baltimore is closed at 6 o'clock. If you can get into it, it's an hour wait in Home Depot. By the grace of what Oogie Boogie you pray to, we had enough brand new floor because I was going to redo one of the other floors in the office. Brand new floor in the back. We had 17 2-foot square tile from our last remodel, and we made this beautiful floor. So that's all we've been doing.
Oh, wow.
So we're just staying around us.
So I got hollered at. So I took a little pit stop and I go in there, and first thing my wife says to me is then nothing about the conversation or anything. She goes, "You're a little loud, ain't you?" Yes, dear. I'm sorry. I'll tone it down if I can.
Casey has to remind me all the time when I'm whispering how much my voice carries. I'm sure Teddy's the same way. This poor lady sitting next to me with noise canceling headphones in and still listening to me.
When you're telling like a funny story or something, I get excited and my voice gets louder and louder. And and according to Teddy, which I believe is a total lie, that the drunker I get, the louder my voice gets. But I've never heard it, so it must be a lie.
No, it's just the lower your hearing gets.
No, I've never. Let me rephrase that. I never remembered it, so it must be a lie.
So, Cliffy, when you open the refrigerator door, the light is on. Is it still on when you close the door?
I don't know, Teddy. Come on up and check. You'll have to bend over, and then we'll see what happens after that.
Oh,
come on, baby.
Chanel, it wasn't that bad, honey, but yeah, I've been those days. Those stories of going to grandpa at 15 years old, driving his brand new Chevy 3 on a tree, going to get him from the. Don't you strip them gears, boy?
Yep.
I take you out there and get a king switch off that tree. Holy shit!
My father-in-law had 3 on the tree on his big truck, and
oh yeah,
my ex didn't know how to drive it, and he said, "If you want to go visit Cliff, go ahead, take the truck." Didn't she jump in and figure out how to drive that thing and show up at my house?
I think the only thing I haven't driven is the original Model A. You know, they have different pedals for different things. They don't have it necessarily like they're like a split gearbox or some shit.
I think it's kind of sad today that kids don't even know what standard shift is.
Oh, I told kids I'm going to get a new knee put on the left hand side, and we're just going to get a couple manual transmission cars and just leave the keys on them.
Oh my God, Teddy! Next thing you were going to say is, "Your damn kids, stay out of my yard with my cane. I'll go get you."
You were just loud there, by the way.
I completely agree.
Yeah,
I completely agree. So, Cliff, you haven't asked the obvious questions.
Well, I wanted to be polite, and I really didn't want to like compare dick length, so I didn't say anything. You know, Teddy said Peanut for you was your nickname, and I didn't want to argue.
Hey, I never said it. I'm the only dog in the fight. It don't matter what size it is.
That's right. Yeah.
If I showed you Casey right now, she'd kick my ass. But she's beautiful when she has a natural beauty. I'm not saying that because she's sitting next to me and everything. But
well, I'm proud to say
I definitely married up.
I'm proud to say I have a 1-inch Willie, and that's folded in half. Oh yeah, hung like a wild rampaging field mouse.
As long as it works.
Work from.
As long as it works, it don't matter.
All right, Tony. What did I miss?
The normal questions that people ask when they find out that I'm a tattoo artist and I'm not, when working out of the house, and I actually do this like really for professional. Because you asked earlier about tats, and I thought that's where you were going. You asked about tats. That's a good question. The reason I personally don't like the word tats, it's a degradation of the human language. And we're starting to do things now with lol instead of laugh out loud, and that's just the way that it kind of goes. So it's just me being more true to my profession and traditionalism. That's all it is. Don't call it a gun, it's a machine, that kind of stuff. But normal questions are, what haven't I done? What's the funniest tattoo I've done, the strangest tattoo I've done, and tattoo I shouldn't talk about, things like that. Is that for me, Teddy, or are you looking in your own
He's wiping the worm dirt off his face that he stuck in his mouth.
Yep. Hey, it's his story. He can do whatever he's got to do with it. I saw him cracking open that tequila. That's that coconut.
Just 1 second about that worm dirt. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, I'm good.
Good old iced tea.
No, I purposely didn't say anything, because I didn't want to put you on spot talking about, oh, now I got to talk about my job. I just wanted to talk about stupid shit, I meant to say I didn't do it.
I meant to say something to Teddy earlier about that when we were on your show the other day with you, and we were in a lot of times, we go out and it's asking the questions and stuff. I don't mind talking about it because I enjoy it, and the joy that I see when I tell people stories or do a tattoo for them, that's why I do it. I don't get any money from it. It's a wildly successful business. I just don't understand how to be profitable yet.
It's that whole making money off of stuff you love just messes you up.
Absolutely. I'm glad that my wife's brain thinks the complete opposite way of mine because she takes care of the money.
My wife takes care of the money too. She takes it and I never see it again. And it's taken care of.
What are you drinking, Cliff?
I'm
water with distilled water.
And 90% alcohol?
75, 80 maybe.
Oh, I got this moonshine I got to bring up to you when we come up next time. The guys Chosen Sons Motorcycle Club down the street from us, they started going in and making their own moonshine, like legal moonshine.
Cool.
And they have this chocolate mint it's dangerous.
Dude.
It is dangerous.
Give me your address. I will send you money.
I'll get you. They have 17 flavors. I'll take a picture of the menu when I go into the shop to finish up the floors tomorrow.
Send it to me. I'll send it to him,
and I'll send it to you guys.
That chocolate,
and it's like $20. It's and I don't drink, and it's incredible.
Yeah, that chocolate. I'm all over that.
Oh, they have 17 different flavors. Brie or Piercer, the wonder from 5 Under. She is in love with the Bananas Fosters.
He said Foster's.
He said banana.
Guys, with that, I'm going to bid everybody adieu because I'm going to bed.
Bye, Tony. Missing you already.
Bye, buddy. Miss your face. Uncle Teddy, you guys need me again, just let me know ahead of time and I can come back out and help you guys.
All right. Sounds
Thanks
great.
for everybody playing along and everybody. See you soon. Be
Cool,
safe.
Tony.
Stay home.
Thanks for hanging
See you
out.
later, man.
Nice to get to know you. You the
Bye,
man.
guys. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. It actually didn't turn out too bad tonight. Telling the stories was probably the best way to go instead of playing a game. So it was kind of fun.
Is that what you're thinking? It was kind of fun. I was freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. And I'm expecting my prize because I smoked him in the stories. Smoked him. You trying to say I'm a clown? Is that it? I'm a clown. I'm funny. I put on this earth to make you laugh. Is that it? Then you're supposed to go like, oh, you got me there, you know. Good fellas. You never. Boy, I got to educate you.
Oh, man. You know, tomorrow night's supposed to be a little more fun. Just kidding.
Why?
It was fun tonight. It was fun tonight.
So you're telling me I have to go topless tomorrow night to make it more fun? More jiggle for the giggle? More shake for the bake?
Oh, my God.
I get all this moving in one direction. Someone's getting fucking hurt up here. Yeah, I don't want to cripple anyone.
It's funny because Steve Branton is saying, when are you going to do this again? Actually, you know, what's funny about that is this is my last week doing it every single night. Starting next week, we're Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And depending on when I have to go back to work.
Later, Dave. Missing you, bud.
The time will probably be a different time too. Thanks for popping in here, Dave. Anytime. So tomorrow night we actually have K&D. Hold on. Get my notes. K&D Adventures tomorrow. Kenny Biddle and his wife, they actually do this thing where they go out to different locations. They do this hike and this little journey, and they go to different places and talk about it.
That sounded like fun to me. I was kind of interested in seeing that.
Yeah. Seriously?
Seriously? What? I'm going to put on this earth to make you laugh? I'm your clown? Is that it? Seriously. Unlike you, I like Kenny.
Oh, I love Kenny. More hoe for the dough. Then, if I remember correctly, let's see.
For the shaking.
So Thursday night. Okay, let me see if I can get the schedule here because I got to get those out. Anyways, tonight I'll get them done.
Nick, we kicked him out because he just wasn't as funny as I am.
Tony left, yes. So tomorrow night is going to be K&D. And then Thursday night, I have a special guest co-host, which is Jade DeVille. She is going to be here as my special co-host tomorrow or on Thursday night. And we are interviewing Dead City Collective's horror actor, The Entity. He's going to be on. So it's going to be a lot of fun on Thursday. And then Friday, we have a local musician. His name is Johnny Bauer. He's going to be here, and he's going to be talking about the life of a musician and maybe even sing a few songs for us. So it'll be kind of cool.
I've actually seen Johnny Bauer 3 or 4 times, and he is amazing. He puts on a one-man show, and it's a show. And he plays some of the coolest music, and the man is talented. That's all I got. He's talented. If you get a chance to see him out, go.
And then Saturday, I still don't have a show for Saturday. I'm still trying to figure that one out yet.
Well, we can get Stephen Bratton here with me, and then we can tell stories, and I can beat up on Stephen because he It's not as quick as I am. He's a great guy. I love him to death, but I can come up with the one-liners a heck of a lot quicker than he can.
And Sunday night,
messing with you, buddy.
Sunday night, we have Tom's World joining us on Sunday night. So,
is that like anything like Wayne's World?
No.
Never mind then. Wasted that one, didn't I? Thanks a lot, loser.
But Saturday we'll figure out something. If not, then Saturday what we'll do is we'll just come in and I'll invite a whole bunch of friends and we'll just sit back and chaw some fat.
Good. I mean, I'm always up for somebody chewing on me. It's the only way I'm going to lose this.
You know,
bite harder, baby, bite harder.
I do have some good news though. We are going to have a new show here shortly on WLFE that Jade DeVille is going to have her own show.
Love Jade. Jade is talented
Amazing.
And funny, and I love Jade. Loved her. You know, I did a show with her and Teddy, and it was just so much fun.
Yeah, so she'll be here. It's always at 11 o'clock right now, Steve. The network's got me from 11 to 1 because we are rated M for mature, and usually too. I think that is because other shows don't want to go that late too, so they needed somebody to fill the slot. So that's what I'm doing. But probably what's going to happen is I'm going to be the fill. My show's going to be the filler. So wherever there isn't a show, mine will be filling. And probably what's going to happen is we'll probably go down to 2 nights a week, and we'll probably end up either earlier by an hour or later by an hour, depending on how these shows fall into place. So
then we're going to do my show. Cliff Says Stupid Shit, and that's going to be a big one.
Really? I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, well, I'm there for you, Teddy. I'm taking the brunt off of your shoulders. That's what real friends do. Expect me to show up with that Jack Daniels soon.
Yeah, because this one's empty.
Damn, son of a bitch. I'm too late already.
Yeah, there's 2 bottles here, though. Well, not full bottles. So,
dude, I just got a truck. I am not going to drive over there and then wad it up coming home.
Yeah, I saw you got a nice new truck.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I went out there and jumped in it, and I was going to go and do some things today, and I turned the key, and it went clunk.
That
was
battery.
It. Clunk. Apparently, there's an old battery in it. So
where did you get it from?
White Horse Auto. Chris Bell from White Horse treated me like a king. Took care of everything. I didn't have to worry about a thing. It's an older truck. It's 2010, and the battery is an old battery. So they said, well, we can't get a battery in today. So what they did was they came down with a jump box, fired my truck up, put the jump box in the back seat of my truck. Now, these things are not cheap.
Right.
And they said, you keep that. If you have any problems, fire it up with the jump box. As soon as we can get you a new battery all charged up and ready to go, we'll give you a call. I mean,
nice.
I can't say enough good things about Chris and he's the new owner of White Horse Auto. And I'm telling you, if you want a truck, go see him. He'll hook you up. All right. Cheap plug for White Horse. I'm sorry, Teddy.
That's all right. I bought all my trucks from Chris, but that's when he was over to Pioneer.
Right.
So Pioneer Trucks. So there's a cheap plug there too. But you know, I've always bought my trucks from him. Mine is a 2010.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good guy, and what I love about him is, you know, he's not gonna put himself in the poorhouse selling you a truck, but he's not going to put himself in a mansion. He'll give you a fair deal.
Right.
And then he backs it up. That's the big thing. You know, he stands behind what he sells. So I'll shut up about the car dealership now that I just gave 2 plugs to. All right, Teddy, you need me anymore, buddy?
No, you can go too.
All right, I'll see you guys. Thanks everybody for watching our silliness and everything. You guys rock. Robert, you're the best. Dave, thank you very much. Nick, yeah, you're right. I'm sweet. Okay. Chanel, yeah, baby. You know what I like. Steven, thank you for stopping in, bud. All right, guys, I'll see you later.
All right, Cliffy. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye. So, pretty much we had kind of fun here, just telling some stories and hanging out. We tried this as a game, and it didn't work out as well as I wanted to, but Cliffy won, just so he said that he won and he can be happy about it, which is cool. Old boy, says Chanel. So tomorrow night is going to be K&D Adventures, and I'll get that posted and put up here so that you guys can join us tomorrow night at 11 o'clock sharp, and it should be a good time. It's Mr. Kenny Biddle and his wife, and they're Kenny, he's usually pretty funny. And then Thursday night it's going to be Jay DeVore joining us, as well as Dead City Collective's Entity. He will be joining us as well. So we'll have an interesting visual for you as well tomorrow night. And Friday is going to be Mr. Johnny Bauer, a local musician who's going to come in and talk to us about how things have been pretty straining on local musicians and all that. And we're just going to have a good time and hear him sing a few songs. So make sure you stop in for that as well, guys. And other than that, do me a great big favor, please. Go and like, share, and subscribe. Go to my YouTube page. That one's that I'm really trying to get up to 100 subscribers. So please go over and subscribe to my YouTube page. Basically, if you put Talk with Teddy up there, it will come up, hopefully. But we're trying to make that so that it does say, when you put Talk with Teddy up, it does come up. But that means I have to have 100 subscribers. So please do me a favor and do that. I'm going to leave you guys with a short little video. And I hope you had a good time. And remember, guys, we can't do this alone here. Be safe and look out for your neighbors and your friends and all that stuff. And we'll see you here tomorrow night. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ted Vanson Jr., and I am a huge John Wayne fan. A Quiet Man, which was one of his iconic movies, was shot and filmed in Ireland. Well, let me tell you something, folks. I'm inviting you to join me in Ireland. And before you say you can't afford it, yes, you can. The company that I am doing this with is called MysteriousAdventureTours.com. I want you to email them. Check out their website, but email them at MysteriousAdventureTours@gmail.com. They have installment plans where you can put so much away to go to this trip until it's paid for. You have a whole year to do it, because we're going June 15th through the 23rd, 2021. Summer solstice. Amazing. Ireland, summer solstice. What's better than that? Wait. I told you what was better. It's A Quiet Man's Journey. We're going to the locations where they filmed The Quiet Man. That's amazing, right? Folks, you can afford this trip. Again, contact MysteriousAdventureTours.com. All right. Shortly, a video is going to be coming up here after me, and I would like you to watch it. Check out the information at the end, and do yourself a favor and contact them. Join me in 2021 for the summer solstice and for A Quiet Man's Journey. We'll see you there.